What's up, guys? I'm back with another travel video, and today we're going to be going to Iraq. Also, I have nalguitas. First things first, most countries have Iraq listed as a do not travel to country, so you will get a general warning of do not travel to. I am a US citizen, so coming from the United States, I think it goes without saying, you get a warning saying Americans shouldn't travel to Iraq. Despite this warning, Iraq is one of the most amazing, one of my top favorites that I've traveled to thus far. Iraqis are some of the most friendly and welcoming people that I have had the pleasure to be around and travel to. I'm gonna give you some general tips and guidelines when you're traveling to Iraq. First one is take enough money to last you your whole trip before you go. And I say this because I made the mistake of not taking in any money. And once you land in Iraq, it's very hard to communicate. If you're coming from the US, it's very hard to communicate back to the US. I found that I couldn't call my bank, I couldn't make outside calls, I had to call only via Wi-Fi. And even then, some of the calls still get blocked. My cards did not work at the ATMs. So plan ahead, make sure you have enough money to last you the entirety of your trip. My second tip for you is to download the Careem and the Bali app. It's B-A-L-Y app. These two are for food delivery services, but these are also where you'll likely be able to call a cab. It's the Uber of Iraq. You can't go wrong with either of these. I have heard that Bali is slightly cheaper than Careem, but I find that Careem is very reliable and it's also very user-friendly. You can get around it in English, whereas Bali, I believe it's only in Arabic, so you get to pick. As far as stay, I stayed at the Baz Hotel in the University District. This was a friendly host. Everyone in the front desk was very helpful and they were able to orient me on where to go and any good recommendations. And secondly, this was a very comfortable and clean stay for me. The room was clean, I had room service, they cleaned up nicely, and it was great. Also, this tends to be a bit of a quiet hotel, so if you're looking for something comfortable, something that's easy to come in and out of, this is a good spot to be in. And here are my top recommendations for Baghdad. Keep in mind, my trip was only about 3 days, so I had a limited time, which honestly, this is one of the countries that I want to go back to and stay a longer time. It is an amazing experience. But my top recommendations for Iraq are Shabandar Café. In this area, you'll have a bunch of cafes and little markets and stores that you can explore, and it is a nice area. I recommend this one because it has a nice vibe to it. It's very Iraqi, and I recommend getting the shisha if you like to participate in a little bit of shisha, and get the Iraqi tea. Iraqi tea is a vibe, it's really cool, and it's really good. And really, around these areas, you can really explore and walk around. You don't have to get too far before you get to another cafe. So really pick and choose whichever one you want, whichever one has the vibe that matches your vibe, whatever you're feeling, or try many of them. A lot of the people here are very friendly. They'll be very welcoming to you, and it is amazing. Also, one of the top things that I think you should do in Baghdad is go to the Baghdadi Restaurant. They serve a nice fish that's cooked over fire that's cooked over fire just in this way. They have a fire in the center. I'm not sure what the naming of this style is, but they have a fire in the center and they kill the fish right in front of you. You order the fish by weight, and that's the one they pick out for you. And they cook it around this fire, and tastes delicious. It is really amazing. And this restaurant also was super welcoming to foreigners. They loved it when I told them I was born in Colombia and raised in Los Angeles. They brought me in, they welcomed me in, and we even talked about football, right? Football and soccer. They were very welcoming. They enjoyed us foreigners being there, and they were super awesome and friendly. One of the highlights of my trip, not just in Iraq, right, of my entire trip traveling, has been this day trip to Samarra. Samarra is just north of Baghdad, and it takes you about, I think, an hour and a half to get there, maybe. Don't quote me on the timing. Do your research on how long it takes to get there. I think I don't know. But either way, we headed up to Samarra. and it was amazing. Samarra has one of the best historical landmarks that you can visit, and that is, I might botch this name, but it's Malwaya Mosque. This mosque is really beautiful, and unfortunately when I went, it was closed. So I only got to see it from the outside and I didn't get to go inside. But even from the outside, it's pretty breathtaking and it is really nice. So if you do have time to take a trip up north to Samarra, take this trip and go and try and see this mosque. Now, there is an alternative here. If this mosque is closed, you can actually drive 20 to 25 minutes farther up north, and you'll actually arrive at this different mosque, or abandoned mosque. It's called Abu Dulaf Minaret. It is a really, really amazing site. Regardless whether it's open or closed, the other mosque, still take this trip out. Why? Because this mosque, it's almost in the middle of nowhere. It's almost abandoned. It's like a ruin, and it's really breathtaking to not only just drive there, but you actually get to climb the remaining of this mosque. And it is amazing. This is a fair warning to each of you. If you're afraid of heights, this is probably not for you. It's still breathtaking, but do not make the climb. The climb, unfortunately, has no handrails, and it has no guards, so you can fall off this thing. And I will be honest with you guys, I got 3/4 of the way up, and I started freaking out. I was like, oh! Like, it was scary, because the thing is, you start climbing and you, like, since it's a spiral, it gets thinner on the way up, right? It's thin. So you're climbing and your stairway is getting only thinner and thinner, and you're getting taller and taller, right? Like, you're going up higher and your stairway is getting thinner and thinner. But also, since you are essentially, going in circles, you start to feel a little bit of, like, vertigo. It's a weird feeling. I mean, I felt it, maybe others don't, but I felt a bit of vertigo there, where I'm like, well, like, where am I not? And, like, when I got, like, 3/4 of the way up, I started freaking out. I'm like, oh, and I started Spider-Manning this thing. Like, I'm, like, on the side of this thing, like, 3/4 of the way up, hugging it. And I have friends at the top, like, come on, Victor, like, make it. I'm like, guys, I don't know if I'm gonna make it. I don't know. And then I was gonna go down. I'm not gonna lie. I was scared and I thought I was gonna come back down, but I actually continued. I went very slowly. I did Spider-Man my way up there, and then I did make it to the top, which was terrifying. It's an amazing view. It's breathtaking. It's a really unique experience, but it is amazing. You have to go. If you're in Iraq and you could squeeze in time to go to this spot, I would definitely go. It is breathtaking. It is amazing. It's a good one. It's honestly one of my favorite trips I've ever been on, ever. And it was also scary going back down. Okay, like, the same thing happens. It's like when you get to the top, you have the same way back down. And I was just Spider-Manning that thing, like, all the way until I got enough room to really be comfortable on the way down. And I do recommend climbing it if you can, but it is scary, guys. It is tall. It is dangerous. You can fall off this thing. There is no handrail. There's no guards for you falling off. So just be very careful if you do decide to climb it. Go at your own pace. Go slow and have fun. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you guys very much. If you could consider subscribing to me, I will be releasing more content on traveling, riding motorcycles, and really just about me.